And happy Mother's Day. All by myself, but we're gonna do some ribs. I'll tell you what, I gotta make salad for the week. I gotta work this week. I got all kinds of stuff for making salad. I think I'm gonna have a little fried cabbage today. First things first. Already kind of a late start because I was messing around, planting seeds and whatnot today. I got some walnut. This all came off the walnut tree. Using that as my smoking wood. But we're gonna fill this kettle up. We're doing cold wrap ribs. So I want to do indirect cooking, low and slow. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna season them all up. Get this fire started now before I even work on getting the silver skin off and season them up. I don't play around when it comes to the lighter fluid. Watch out. Might burn your eyebrows off. Alright. It's good to be back in the grilling season. Let's see what we got here. So, this is where I set my grill up. Standard Weber kettle. And one of the ways they recommend it is have a drip pan in the middle. We're going to fill that with water. And like I said, watch your eyebrows. What I'm trying to do right now is just burn off, what was it, burgers and brats last week? We're just going to burn all that fat off. Get the grill grates really hot. That way we'll be able to scrape them down with a brush. In the meanwhile, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to take some silver skin off these ribs. That's going to be a lot like last week. It's always in and out the house. Try to show you the best I can. Keep in mind, you're all by your lonesome. You don't have anybody do the fancy camera angles and all that crazy stuff. Got my meditation music going. Just having a real relaxed Sunday. Now here's the thing about the silver skin. This layer of skin off and get your seasoning right on the meat. And you're smoking these for a long time. You want that smoke to be able to penetrate all the way through the meat. And the silver skin will hold in the actually holding some of the moisture, but it won't allow the smoke to penetrate all the way through. So, you don't have to be perfect with it. But we do want to get this off. It's fighting me. It always does. It's a little bit slippery. What this is going to do, it's going to let us get our seasoning in. That way the smoke and the seasoning salt work all the way through the meat. We'll go low and slow. My ribs usually take anywhere from something like this, it'll be about 4 hours. All different kinds of ways. cooking. Honestly, in the wintertime when there's snow on the ground, I don't feel like firing up the grill. Make really nice ribs in the oven. It's fighting me. My hands are slippery, and that's fine. Feel like I'm under pressure now, like I'm at a barbecue competition or something. I know it's just you guys. We're all friends here. No pressure. We're all friends here. Alright. So, it's not perfect. There's a little bit left on there, but that's all good. Wash my hands up real quick. Don't want to get that pork blood into my seasoning container. This is one of my favorites. I season things with all kinds of different concoctions. But for ribs like this, today, first time out on the grill this year, we're just going to use a little Tony. It's good stuff here. It's got a nice spice to it, a little Cajun season. Get you a little kick. You don't have to crush it. You can if you want to. Remember, you can always make up more flavor after they're cooked. Here, again, with a bloody hand on my seasoning salt. You can make sauces. You can do, I'll tell you what, even just having a little bit of dry Old Bay. Up here in Maryland, we put Old Bay on everything. So you just want to do a little, rub that seasoned salt in, and let it sit there for a while. If I was going to do any kind of fast cooking on this, which I don't like doing on the ribs because it's too much, makes them too tough, I would throw a little bit of olive oil on the top and try to massage that seasoning a little bit more. But being as we're going to do the low and slow, there's going to be plenty of time for this to work its way into the meat with the smoke. So in just a minute, we'll get out there. Let me get the coals hot. I'll show you how we do that part next. Stick around. Alright, real quick explanation of the grill setup. There's vents down here at the bottom. This adjusts the vents. What you want, you're going to cook low and slow. You want just a little bit of air getting in there. You don't want to close it all the way. If you close it all the way, your fire will go out. Now what we have, charcoal's getting gray on both sides. That's all good. We got our drip pan. It's all burnt out, cleaned up. We're going to add water to the center of this pan. And what this water is going to do, it's going to help even out the heat and keep it moist on the inside so that your ribs don't dry out. It's really good for pulled pork or brisket or anything. If you want to cook any tough piece of meat where you want all that stringy tough stuff to just render into the meat and give you all that deliciousness. Alright, so we got coals on both sides, and honestly once we start cooking I'll add coals, about 8 coals per side, about once every hour. Yeah, they get hot. So the idea is, just want to make sure starting off, that side's got plenty. Want to have a bed of coals down. You want them to be gray. When I put my smoking wood on, I like having some fresh coals on top, because I don't want this stuff to get in there and instantly start burning. You want to soak your wood. It's always a good idea to soak your wood. Try to do that for at least an hour before you start cooking. So now you got the bottom vent to just a slit, water in the pan. You got your grate all clean, fresh coal in, smoking wood on. I'm gonna take this whole rack of ribs and just keep it right centered over top of the drip pan. Alright. So that's all good to go. Now we're gonna put the lid on. Here's the deal. We want to put the lid on. We want to keep the top vent all the way open. What that's going to do, it's going to keep the temperature lower. I do have I did add a thermometer to mine. Didn't come with it, but what's going to happen is it's going to let the air flow around from the bottom up to the top. It's going to keep the temperature low. I like to, when I'm smoking meat, anywhere from 180 to 220. I don't want to get much above that. If I'm trying to push it, I get up to 250. Anything above that, you're not smoking it anymore. Then you're grilling. Alrighty, so we're going to let this go probably 4 hours or so. About every hour, we're going to come out. We'll look at the temperature. Add a little bit of charcoal, add a little more smoking wood. At least for the first 2 hours, I like putting extra smoking wood on. Get that flavor all the way through it. Get a nice bark on the outside. And in the meantime, I got some vegetables to cut up. I'm gonna make a salad, and I want to make, like I said, I think we're gonna do the red cabbage. All right, I'll keep you posted. Alrighty, so we're about an hour in, running about 225 on the smoke, which is just about what we want. That's hour number 1. You can see the smoking wood. You just want to keep adding charcoal every hour or so. I try to do about 8 briquettes per side. And what that'll do, give me a consistent burn hour after hour. So it will stay, hopefully, up the temperature. You can see just by having the lid off and that extra air getting to it. It really does start smoking up quite quickly. So when I put some new wood down, or with new briquettes down, I'll throw a little more wood on there. Only got a couple pieces left. You don't need a whole bunch of it. Alright, so what we're going to do is put the lid right back on. And we're going to let this go for another hour or so. And that temperature will come right back up. Still cutting stuff up on the inside. I'll keep you in the loop. Alrighty, 2 hours in, just below that 250 degrees. Got nothing better to do. Just waiting for ribs to cook. It's not time to make the sides yet, so let's feed some fish. Now this much I'll say. Some flowers. That one's getting ready to come out. We've had so much rain We've had so much rain. I'd say been a little too wet for some of these. But yeah, a little too much water. But still plenty of beauty. It's enough to bring in the bees. As the goldfish. Alrighty. The goldies have been doing really well. But these are the guys right here. These guys are just crazy. And they know when it's feeding time. So let's see if we can do action with some black swans. They're a little bit competitive. I love these little wiggly guys, little wax worms. You can see they've gotten real accustomed to tank life. Oop. There you go. And I try to make sure I've got 7 of these guys in here. I try to make sure I feed them a little extra because some of them are just so aggressive. I'm feeding them the red regulars as well. So, give them a couple more. Anything I feed them turns into fertilizer. That's one of the problems with having all that rain, is that honestly it takes away from the food for the plants because you wind up with all water and then you get stuff like that. Alrighty, but you can see we got a whole bunch of stuff getting ready to pop. We get a couple nice warm dry days. All these flowers are going to be opening up. All these flowers will be opening up. Alrighty, back to cooking. Alright, well just because they're so aggressive, I'm going to throw a little extra food in on these guys. These are the red wigglers. You can see they got plenty of appetite. Anything that they eat feeds the flowers. They literally fight each other for it. So I try to make sure that they get enough for all of them. They will figure out a pecking order. There you go. Maybe one more. They can get their own pecking order. There you go. Man. Alright. Alright guys. Back to the grill. Alright, this is what we got done so far. Salad's all made up. That's good for the week. Berries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. Oh, this is going to go out. We're going to take this out to the compost pile. Cabbage, multiple kinds of peppers, little celery, onion, garlic. Alright, let's get out to the compost. That's some of the pollinator flowers. And this is where we move the compost pile to. So anything is the food leftovers, veggies, comes out here. This all get mixed around, and I don't put any meat out here or bones out here because of all the feral cats. But this is all wound up going in the garden beds. That's what breaks down. Alrighty. Beautiful, gorgeous day. Happy Mother's Day. All the trees are getting their canopy on out here. At some point, I'm going to get rid of this. This pile right here, a lot of this is going to go in my raised garden bed. Putting wood into your raised garden bed, that'll take years to break down, but makes for great soil. Alrighty, when I get back to cooking, I'll get back to filming. Alrighty, we're almost 3 hours in. Temperature is still good. Still have some coals didn't take off in the last one, which is good. Temperature's right. You can see the ribs are getting really nice and dark. And ribs have a built-in thermometer. When the bones start poking out, that lets you know they're getting there. You want it not fall off the bone. You want to have just a little chew to it, a little al dente, as it were. Just got a tooth to it. So one last little piece of smoking wood, and you can see it's going pretty well. All right, about an hour or so. Alrighty, ribs are still cooking. Got a little fire going on here. This is coconut oil. I use it for I use it for a lot of stuff. It's good for sauteing. Gives you extra MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides, and then for flavor, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of olive oil to boot. So we're going to get this all up to heat. Now when I start sauteing vegetables, I like to get my onion in there first. Onion will season up the pan, get that oil flavored in. Just get this started. See, it's just going to be a couple minutes, then we'll flip it. Got a pretty high heat. Pretty high heat going. The thing about the cabbage is, to get the cabbage the way I like it, you can cook cabbage and saute it, and honestly you can eat cabbage raw, but you can saute cabbage 20-25 minutes and it'll be fine, delicious. But for the way I'm trying to do it, I like to get it closer to 45 minutes to an hour on the cabbage, and that'll totally change the texture of it. I'm not trying to make a hot slaw. Alright. Alrighty. ready? Alright, so because the cabbage is going to saute for so long, I just want to get this onion laid down. Get that all started cooking. Get this in there. Still keeping it at a high heat. Keep in mind, if you need to add more oil as you cook, that's fine. This is going to take a while. So what I want to do, I'll get this all turned in, get this started. And I'm actually going to turn the heat down to about medium. And I'm going to let this go about 20-25 minutes with the lid on. Then I'll add the rest of the vegetables. And honestly, one of my favorite ways is just onion, bacon, get the bacon grease in there, onion, cabbage, absolutely delicious. But we're going to throw some peppers, celery, garlic. We'll dress this up. Alright, I'll show you as it goes. Alrighty. That's a little steamy. Plug the candle ends right on up. You can see the texture of the cabbage has totally changed. We got medium-low heat. I'll saute the rest of the vegetables in. Everything except for the garlic. The garlic I'll put in last. And we're going to throw a little seasoned salt in on this. A little more than seasoned salt. Go back up to a pretty good medium heat. These vegetables don't take long. Honestly, 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes, we're going to add the garlic. Alrighty, put a little garlic in here. Get this all stirred in. And then, just to sweeten it up a little bit, a little truvia. This is brown sugar, but it's not brown sugar. Because it's keto, not sugar. One more little ingredient, a little apple cider vinegar, just to give it a little zing. Don't need much. Alrighty. Smells delicious in here. Wish you all could be here to smell this. Alright, we'll check on the ribs here shortly. Alrighty, so that's what they look like. Got a nice bark on the outside, smoked in. Alrighty. We're going to cut the rest of these up when they cool down a little bit. Just wanted to show you what's going on. Got some Hot Slaw. Everything's cooked in real nice. Got the little sweet to the little tangy vinegar. Happy Mother's Day. Wish I could have y'all over to eat. Wish I had somebody over here to eat. I can't eat all this myself. But happy Sunday. Bye now.